What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Pet Sematary. Just got back from the theater. This movie was actually really damn good, actually. This movie was definitely one of the creepiest of Stephen King's adaptations. It didn't straight up scare me, because honestly, horror movies don't scare me anymore, but it had its moments of straight up creepiness, like, oh my god, that final shot. Ugh! The makeup and those prosthetics. I almost want to take a shower just after I saw that. Ugh. Anyway, so let us discuss, of course, the plot. So the plot of Pet Sematary is this new family moves into this new place here in Maine. They're right next to a dangerous highway that has claimed the lives of many animals and such, and he then later finds out that there's actually this Indian burial ground on in his property, or a place, whatever you want to call it, that can reanimate the dead. Ooh, I know, spooky. But in all honesty, this movie was actually pretty damn creepy, in all honesty. The cast includes, of course, Fred Gwynne as Judd. That man, he was probably the highlight of the movie for me, because the man just commands every scene he's in, and I love his accent. Like, I just love his voice in this movie. It's fucking amazing. This is actually the first time I actually see him in anything, or at least that I remember, but he's fucking amazing. Dale Metcalf, Desi Crosby, whatever, and many more. So let's first talk about the good. Okay, the good definitely is without a doubt the acting. The acting is really damn good this week. Like I said before, Fred, that dude just commands every scene he is in. He did an amazing job. Daisy, I feel like I'm saying that wrong. She also did an amazing job as Rachel, his wife. She was great. Her backstory, that shit was Zelda. Woo! Yo, that was some freaky shit. Damn. And the child actors for this movie, I forget their names, or really do know how to play them. They also did an amazing job. Definitely the little girl. I forget what her name was, but she did an amazing job. Apparently, she also has like The Shining. Apparently, or at least something similar to that, because apparently, like all of Stephen King's books are connected, like in some cinematic book universe or something, which does explain why she has certain visions and such throughout the movie. So that would explain that, if that's actually the case. These are all connected. I guess Stephen King was doing cinematic universes before Marvel did. Anyway, so she did an amazing job. I'd heard some people didn't really like her, like they thought she was like ham-fisting it a little too much. I mean, I can see it, but I think she was pretty great across the boards. But another thing I definitely liked were definitely the practical effects and the makeup, because oh my god! The makeup on this movie, especially for the stuff they did with Zelda, and that final scene, yo, that shit creeped me out. That final scene just straight up like kind of grossed me out a little bit. Keep in mind, my favorite genre of horror is slasher movies, so I've seen some shit. But oh my god, did I feel like I almost had to look away when I saw that final shot. I almost had to look away. It was so disgusting. I almost had to look away. It was that disgusting, guys. Yeesh. Anyway, so the makeup was definitely... The soundtrack was also pretty good as well for this movie as well. Another thing I did like about this movie was definitely the whole the third act as a whole was pretty damn good as well. The music was good, the acting was spectacular, especially from Dale. He did an amazing job, although Dale's performance is kind of like my one little, I guess, like kind of negative I really have with him, because I don't really have much I have in problems with the movie. But if there's one thing I definitely had a problem with, now, granted, like I said before, Dale's performance was without a doubt fucking amazing, but it was kind of hit and miss at certain points. Like, sometimes, like, around the end of the movie, where, like, he is really strucken by grief from, what happens. He's amazing. He's spectacular. Like, there are some shots, like, even, like, I love how this movie does, like, where he makes some decisions, like, around the end of it, where you're kind of, like, just face palming, you're like, really, dude? Like, did you not learn from the previous attempts? but at the same time you can still kind of understand him and kind of sympathize. I'm like, you know what, you're kind of a fucking idiot for what you're about to do, but I understand where you're coming from, and I understand why you're still trying, why you're still, doing what you're doing, trying to, reanimate, the dead. I'm gonna say from I know this movie's pretty old, but I like to keep these spoiler free just for people that haven't seen the movie, just like me. So yeah, that's why I'm not going into really any big details about certain characters and other stuff this movie is infamous for. So yeah, the soundtrack, his performance was pretty good, and I understand, I like how they did manage to make him, you could still sympathize with him, even though you're kind of face palming yourself, and bro, why are you doing this? Did you not learn? I like that they did it, but you still understand where it's going. But around the beginning of the movie, I feel like Dale's performance I say it was overall pretty good, but I feel like he probably didn't animate enough with his face. His face didn't really do much, which is probably why I felt like some scenes he didn't really he could have been a little bit better, just because I feel like he should just animate his face a little bit more. Maybe that's just me, but that's kind of the one little flaw I had with the movie. If I say it was probably, I felt like Dale's performance was kind of off and on. Around the end of it, it's fucking amazing. When he's getting really struck by, and I just love how the way this movie just talks about death and how it affects people, just how grief affects people. I just love how they just overall handle the subject of death, the conversations Dale has with his daughter, and just it was the whole discussion of death and how they did it. I thought it was pretty damn good in my personal opinion, but like I said, without a doubt the highlight was definitely Fred Gwynn. That band wasn't especially that one scene around the end of the movie. Oof, yo. So yeah, that's about everything I gotta say. Wasn't really too much to say. I would definitely highly recommend you guys do check this movie out if you are a fan of Stephen King adaptations, if you're a fan of horror movies, looking for something to watch during October, or on Halloween. Although I'm pretty sure probably by the time these videos come out, you guys see it will probably be after Halloween. So yeah, definitely go check this movie out if you're a fan of horror movies or Stephen King adaptations. Apparently, this movie's actually it's actually getting a remake. It's coming out next year, which is definitely kind of interesting because Stephen King has had some pretty interesting history with his remakes. Because you look at It, 2017 compared to the '90s one. The 2017 It was so much better than the '90s miniseries. In my profile, I thought the miniseries was just okay. I also didn't find it scary, and I also don't even understand why people found it scary back then. It wasn't I just didn't find that shit scary. The Shining, there was a whole miniseries with that. Which I haven't seen that Shining miniseries, but I've seen Nostalgia Chris video, and whew, and that miniseries looks fucking terrible. But I'm definitely checking, and I'm definitely curious about how the remake or reimagining or whatever you want to call it that's going to come out next year is definitely going to be fair, because that's going to be pretty interesting if I do say so myself. So that's going to be fun to watch when that comes out. Yeah. So overall, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. Like I said, it's an amazing movie. You love horror, you love Stephen King, definitely check this movie out, guys. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you feel like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.